Welcome back into First Take. The Eagles improved to 3-0 after rallying from a 26-7 deficit in the second half to defeat the Rams. Earlier this morning on Unsportsmanlike, Chris Canty said that the Eagles are on a tier all on their own.
I looked at that game yesterday, and I thought to myself, clearly the Philadelphia Eagles are a cut above everybody else in the conference. Why can't this team be the second team in the last quarter century to go back-to-back and win a championship again?
Peter Schrager back with us this morning. Kim, I'll start with you. Are the Eagles on a tier all on their own in the NFC?
No, but because are they the best team in the NFC? Yes, but a cut above, a blocked field goal to score. And I'm not going to downplay, but I'm going to be realistic. Who was expecting that type of outcome? And it was definitely jaw-dropping. But when you have teams like the Detroit Lions, when you have teams like Green Bay Packers, when you have teams like Tampa Bay, obviously when you have teams like the Los Angeles Rams, these teams can generate offense, and that's going to be the nemesis that will be able to compete with teams like, or the team like Philadelphia Eagles. Am I going to snip their wings? Absolutely not, because they are a team that can find different ways to win football games. And you need that type of genetic to be able to, really have a deep playoff push. And that's what we've been able to see.
Peter, do you think this Eagles team is on a playing field all on their own in the NFC?
Well, they've won 13 straight games. They haven't lost since September of last year. And when you look at the Rams yesterday, I think the Rams, everyone was picking the Rams. This is the Rams game to win. They're up 3 scores. They stopped Saquon. They dominated the run game, and they still lost because Jalen Hurts outplayed Matthew Stafford. I do think the Eagles deserve their flowers and are on a tier above the rest of the conference right now. But Cam did mention one team that has had the Eagles number in recent years, and it's a bit of a surprise. The last 2 times the Buccaneers have played the Eagles, the Buccaneers have won. They beat them in a playoff game. And then last year in September, they absolutely blew them out on a Monday Night Football game. I look at Tampa Bay, who's all banged up right now and has guys playing, practice squad guys playing offensive line, and have beat not exactly world beaters to get to 3-0. And yet when they go face-to-face against the Eagles, all of those guys know, hey, we're not scared of them. There's not going to be some weird block kick. We're not going to be the ones who are going to be bullied around. Buccaneers, if you have a mental edge on anybody, the Buccaneers might have it over the Eagles because they've gotten their number the last 2 times. I know a lot has changed in between the last 2 times they've played, and now, that said, if I'm the Packers, I got blown out by the Eagles in a playoff game last year. If I'm the Rams, I've lost the last 3 times I've played the Eagles on an equal playing field. So the one team I would even put in the conversation is the Buccaneers because of those guys and those veterans who have already beaten that Eagles team the last 2 times they played.
Hey, guys. Obviously, it's a wait-and-see attitude because I got the Baltimore Ravens winning the Super Bowl this year. I got Lamar Jackson capturing his first Super Bowl championship and a Super Bowl MVP. The likelihood is that it'll be against the Eagles. But in the same breath, we can't summarily dismiss the Detroit Lions, even though they've, got 7 coaches that, departed, and 2 of them was your coordinators offensively and defensively, and Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, because they got head coaching jobs. We've got a team like the Los Angeles Rams with Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford with Puka Nacua, who could deliver the goods. We've got Baker Mayfield, assuming he's healthy, assuming Evans and Godwin and Ibuka are healthy. They can certainly make some noise. We can't summarily dismiss that. We get all of that. But here's the reason why this question is warranted. The Eagles are 19-1 over their last 20 games. In games that Jalen Hurts has started and finished for the Philadelphia Eagles, they have won 17 straight. Now, we can't ignore that. And they're not one-dimensional in how they beat you. 1 minute is Saquon Barkley running roughshod over everybody. Another minute he's quiet, but A.J. Brown is looking like a man amongst boys. Or Goddard is getting open. Or Devontae Smith is showing you that him and A.J. Brown are a dynamic tandem at the wideout spot. Or Jalen Carter is getting a sack. Or he's blocking a field goal along with Jordan Davis and 6'6", 336 pounds, running, at 18.59 seconds an hour. This is what we're seeing from these cats, okay? you're finding different ways that they elevate themselves in the moment. So many times, Cam, Peter, y'all know this, Peter covering the game the way that you do, Cam playing the game the way that you did. It's one thing to do what you do. It's another thing to do it in moments. Imagine, Cam, if, en route to a Heisman, en route to an undefeated record when you won the Heisman and won the national championship, en route to being the first overall pick in an NFL draft, and literally carrying the franchise on your back to a 15-1 record and ultimately a Super Bowl appearance. If in multiple consistent moments, no matter how great you were during the regular season, when the moment arrived, you shrunk. Imagine if that was true, okay, and how they would look at you. Well, we don't say that about Jalen Hurts. We see Jalen Hurts going to a Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes a few years ago, and if they had won the game, they lost 38-35, he would have been the MVP because he balled out. We saw him last year show up against Patrick Mahomes and be one of only 3 quarterbacks in Patrick Mahomes' career to beat him in the postseason, the other 2 being Tom Brady and Joe Burrow. This is what we're seeing. And we're seeing an Eagles team that's showing a myriad of ways to take you out. So the question is warranted. It just can't be answered until the season's over.
I want to make
I would
a point.
add,
Go ahead, real quick.
Go ahead, Cam.
Real
I'm
quick,
sorry.
real quick.
I want to make a point real quick because I can hear, the people who love me so much in Philly talking through the airways right now. The issue that I have, or when I'm analyzing quarterback play, is that version of Jalen Hurts that we saw yesterday is not consistently expected or asked him to play in that type of manner. And that's why he's judged and critiqued a certain type of way. So I'm not saying that he's not a skillful player or does not have top 5, top 10 skill set. It's just not asked of him on a week-to-week basis like most other quarterbacks.
Trey's last word.
Last word is, if you saw Jalen Hurts' reaction to the Jordan Davis block and the field goal, or the blocked field goal on the return, he's
very
just
cool.
Cool. Like, there's no jumping up and down. There's no celebration. This guy is like, it's been written. It's expected. This is what we do. That's what strikes the fear in me as an opponent. Like, this guy cannot be shaken and is unwavering in his confidence. And when they needed him yesterday, a guy who came into yesterday's game with just 2 passes of 10 yards or more going into this game on the season, he was electric. He hit A.J. Brown, he hit Devontae Smith, he hit Goddard. He was the man. This Eagles team is legit, and I think the rest of the NFC fears them when they go and they take the field.
Yeah, just no reaction from Jalen Hurts when he saw that touchdown taken back. They won the game. He walked right off of the field like it was just another day at the office for him. All right, C.J. Stroud and the Texans have fallen to 0-3. Just what has happened to the former Rookie of the Year? We've got a lot to say about that. That's coming up.